Right, so wonderful to see you all here, and what a privilege to be here, hey. And so I have the huge privilege this morning of speaking with some of EXP's top performers. And so all the people on the stage have capped with EXP multiple times. And for those of you in the audience who don't know what capping is, very quickly, basically, when you make EXP 150,000 Rand in our South African terms, then you have capped, meaning you will then retain 96% of your commission going forward. And capping should be probably your first goal as a sales agent at EXP. It should be the thing you strive for because you want to maximize the profit that you make as an agent. And so we wanted to just set the platform that capping is for everyone. It really is. It's not, you know, the speakers have alluded to it this morning. I love what Johan shared as well. That's an icon agent who's going, it's for everyone. If he can do it where he's done it, capping is the first step on the way there, and just know that you can do it too. So we're going to go through each of our panel this morning. We have identified a few of their key tips that they're going to share. And obviously, they have a plethora of stuff that they do. But I'll ask each of them to kind of hone down in just a couple of things that they could share that is going to hopefully add the most value. And I think you will be able to derive something from everyone on panel this morning. So make sure you got your notepads and pens, and yeah, let's get into it. So first up, we have Elmarie Heman. If you can just raise your hand for me there, Elmarie. So Elmarie is married to Rian for 15 years, and they have 3 Dachshunds, which Elmarie says rule their lives. And Elmarie's happy place is Ramsgate, and they get there as often as they can to recharge their batteries. She's been in real estate for 15 years now and is a consummate professional. She dominates the Centurion market, and she comes from a bit of a teaching and accounting background, a bit of risk management work with government and stuff like that. So I think she's been set up well in this industry. And Elmarie's main thing is she loves having the privileged position of making a real difference in people's lives. And that is very cool for her. So when speaking with Elmarie off stage, she mentioned that she has 3 main pillars in her business. And she wanted to share those with us today. So Elmarie, please take it away.
Thank you, Glenn, and thank you for, it's really a privilege to be here today, and it's always was my goal to be on stage here, so this is my first step. Yes, I am busy with public speaking, so next time I'll be good. So for me, to be, as everybody says, it's anybody can be a capping agent, and I believe in it. I think that's the whole thing that's been here yesterday and today is you have to be disciplined. And I have 3 things that I just lifted out that's very important. So the first one is you must know your area. The first agencies that I worked for, we were all area bounded, so I made an effort to know my area. So even now, I know I can walk through the streets and I will tell my husband, oh, I sold this property, this guy is this person, and this happened here. And it's nice to know your area, and that gives you the authority, and that's how you can get exclusive mandates, because you know the prices in the area. You can say, your house is this big, this is how it looks like, these are the houses that I sold for the same price. Then you talk with authority, and then people get to know you. So for me, it's very important. Although we can work all over South Africa, you must have an area where you specialize. There's even agents from other companies that will call me and say, listen, you are the specialist, so I've got building plans. What do you do here? What do you do there? Can you help? And that really helps if you know your area. And you must be visible in your area. So yeah, that's important so that people can see you there. I have boards up. There was once a lady that came to me, she said, do you own that circle in Centurion? Because your board's all over there. So they know me. The second thing that I think is very important is that you have a database and that you work your database. I focus on sellers. So I make sure that the sellers know me. I know the house prices. And I keep in contact with everybody on my database. So they will get a WhatsApp. I will send them a voice note on their birthday. It's a happy birthday. I send them voice notes on their house anniversaries. And sometimes I say, wow, you stay in your house for 10 years now. And then they are very surprised that I can remember that. And even valuation anniversaries. I have files and files full of free valuations that I did when I just started, just to get to know my area. So I've been in the houses, although they didn't sell, but I know that the people, and I send them also WhatsApps for their birthdays and even anniversaries for their evaluations. And then I will send them a area report to say this is what's going on in your area. And then the last thing is you must have a plan. You must know where you go to by the end of the year. What do you want to achieve? And as Glenn said, our happy space is in Ramsgate, so I like to go there in the December for around a month till middle January, and then I do my planning, and I know what I want to achieve the end of the year, and you break it down in monthly and weekly goals. So hopefully next year with my new planning, I'll also be an icon agent. You never know.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Elmarie. And again, another awesome nugget for us to take away. Hey, so thank you for sharing that with us. Great. So next up we have Christine Appel. And Christine's been a property professional for over 2 decades already. She had her own franchise back in 2015, which she ran really successfully. And she said, though, when she saw the EXP model, it was just a no-brainer for her. And so she moved over at the end of 2022. She actively sells in the Durbanville area with a very strong focus on, I need to get these right, the security estates in Granendal and Welgevonden. How did I do? It's good. Awesome. Thank you. And so outside of real estate, Christine loves photography, she loves classical music, travel, visiting wine farms in the Cape, and spending as much time with family and friends as possible. And extra side bit, which was announced yesterday, Christine also received the EXP Sales Agent of the Year Award for 2024, a phenomenal achievement. Well done, Christine. So, when I spoke with Christine, I immediately picked up that the success she's experienced hasn't happened by chance. Elmarie said it as well, hey, becoming an area specialist and working your database and being visible. And she does all of that. She wraps all of that up with an intentional plan. And Christine is no different. So she also had 3 main points when I asked her to just really think about her business and how much value she could share today. She also has 3 main points that she would like to drive home for us. So please go for it, Christine.
Thank you, Glenn. Yes, I want to add to what Elmarie has already shared. What has made me successful and what can be a key for you, especially if you are newer in the business, because I also believe that capping is for each and every one of you. It's not just for a few chosen ones out there. It's your first immediate goal. It's not a difficult goal to go for. But you have to get your actions right. Now, in marketing, when you go out there, it's not just about listings, it's about you. It's about how you show up, how often you show up, and how you position yourself in your market. And that will play all a role in your success. And there are 3 key points that I want to lift out. You have to be present and visible. You have to be consistent, and you have to use your success to your advantage. To be present and visible, people can't work with you if they don't know that you exist. We live in a digital world, so you can't ignore your social media presence. I'm not going to tell you about it. The gentleman here on stage, he's going to go into that specialist field and listen to him. But visibility is not just about being online. You have to be physically present. And that's not just picking up a phone. You have to be seen in the area where you want to become successful. Now, there are a few no-brainers to do that. If you have a listing, first thing you do is get your for sale board up. That is immediately a 24-hour presence around the clock, you are there. If you have a sole mandate, see to it that your sole mandate sticker is on the board. That's part of your success record. That listing that you got, make sure that you get a show house. A show house is a visible presence, and make sure that you invite the neighborhood, because that's where you're going to get to know face-to-face your owners. And where they start going to engage with you and begin to build a trust relationship. And then comes the day that that property is sold. The first thing you do is plant the sold board. And then you start spreading your sold message, whether it is flyers, whether it's social media presence, whether it is on your WhatsApp group, your broadcast groups, your status, whatever, get it out there. You have something to say, that is success. A branded vehicle is very important, especially, nowadays with security estates, it's very difficult to have a presence. If you're not allowed to spread any visible signage that you are there, you're not allowed to put up a board, you're not allowed to enter to spread a flyer or anything. One thing that can't prevent you is drive a car that has your name and face on and your brand on. And if you go into the area, they will see you. What about walking your dog late afternoon in the area? Just interacting with people. That also helps. It builds trust. It builds relationship. All these ways help you to become the agent that they know and to become the face of success in your area. Then to be consistent. Marketing is not a one-time effort only. It is about repetition, reliability, and staying in front of your audience. Whether it is on social media or emails, newsletters, property advertisements, your stop-start approach will not work. Just forget about that. People need to see you regularly. Nowadays, a lot of agents tell me flyers are out of date. I can tell you flyers brought me success. I got a house about 2-3 years ago. When I entered that home, I've never spoken to the people. I got the mandate, and when I sat that day there to write the mandate, I opened a drawer, and every flyer for about 15 years that I've spread was in that drawer. So don't tell me it doesn't help. A calendar under a door. The guy phoned me and said he got me my calendar under his door, so please come, I must market his house. So yes, it does work. It's presence, it's presence. If you have the opportunity, don't shy away from going door to door. A lot of you will tell me it's out of fashion, it's out of date. And yes, you can stick to the telephone. But nowadays, owners receive 30 phone calls from agents a day, one voice after the other. Who's going to get the upper hand? All the voices on the phone or the friendly face in front of them? Think about that. I'm losing my own track here. But your best way to be consistent, and your people that are here are in Steve's team or are going to join Steve's team in some way or another. So Steve's course of lead generation is available to all. Master that course and apply that, because for sure you will have a consistent presence. To summarize, consistency in branding, in messaging, and presence reinforces your credibility and keeps you ahead of your competition. Use your success to your advantage. Success breeds success, but only if people know about it. Every sale and every testimonial is worth sharing. It's worth trumpeting it out there. It is an opportunity to strengthen your brand. Showcase your wins strategically. Where is your communication with your people that you influence, who have confidence in you? If it's social media, splash it on there. I find nowadays, for me, I love my broadcast groups. I love on WhatsApp, and I love my status on WhatsApp, and I get a lot of positive reaction from that. Just put it out there. Post about your sold properties. You highlight your client testimonials and celebrate your achievements. Showcasing your success is not just about bragging. It's about showing prospective clients why you are the right choice. Let your track record work for you. Just a final thought. Real estate marketing is not waiting for the business to come to you. It is about making sure that you're seen, remembered, and trusted. Be present, be consistent, and leverage your success to attract more success. When you do this effectively, you won't just market properties. You will market yourself as the go-to agent in the area.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much. And, you know, Christine just exudes consistency. There's a saying that says, if you want to be taken seriously, be consistent. And I think that sums it up. So thank you so much for that, Christine. We're moving on to Christelle, my fellow Kaiberge colleague. And thank you. Where's the GQ? Where's the GQ? Thank you. And so Christelle spent the majority of her working life in the motor industry, in vehicle sales, so she's got a strong sales background. And again, she just has a genuine care for people that exudes from her entire demeanor, which is so cool. She's gone through a massive journey of personal growth and development, from a single mom to her now adult sons, Jordan and Cameron. And before meeting the current love of her life, Mornay, well, not the current, the love of her life, Mornay. And they've been married for 14 years now. They have a 13-year-old son, Theo, and he joined them at 20 months old. They've become the privileged parents of Theo. He's an incredible gymnast. And Christelle just wanted to share 2 key factors with us that have helped her become a capping agent and a top performer at EXP. So Christelle, please take it away.
PE's in the house. Shanae, you were very nervous yesterday, but I just knocked you off the podium. I wasn't late coming on stage because I wanted to make a grand entrance. I tried to run out the door and they stopped me there. So yeah, I get really excited when Glenn just mentioned that I have a real care for people. I actually get emotional about it. I have a deep desire to help people. I'm not great at tech, and sometimes I look at Shelley and James and Michael on the stage here with me, and I envy them and wish I could do what they do with tech, but I realize that I have other strengths that stand me in good stead. And I think it's just a testimonial that work on your strengths. No matter what you can do, focus on that. You can't be good at everything you do. I was boasting until yesterday that I do 100% of my business just on referrals and people just phoning me. And then I realized after Chuck's talk that I actually do lead generation, but it's just more natural. I attend networking sessions, I do speed networking, business presentations, and that is where I pick up a lot of my leads. So actually, I'm not that hot that I only do business on referral. I actually do work for it. Okay, I've covered it already. I love working with buyers, so that is my one pillar that I'm going to talk about. I leverage that fact that I can't have 100% of what everybody wants. So we know the saying, he who has the stock controls the market, but it's virtually impossible to have something for everybody that comes into your space. So I still do show houses regularly. Last year, I think just 4 weeks of the year, I didn't do show houses. And I then hook onto those buyers at my show houses. I do questionnaires with them to find out exactly what they want, and I find them what they need. Because I latch onto them and I make contact with them the very next day or sometimes even the same evening after I've had my show house, it just shows that I'm present and I care, and they start trusting me that way and allow me to assist them. So I explain to them the benefits of working with a buyer's agent who has their best interest at heart at no cost to themselves, and I win their trust over, so much so that they actually send listing links to me of other agents. And that's where I leverage that again, because I've built really good relationships with other agents in the industry. So when I contact them, they are open to sharing with me because I reciprocate. So I will share with someone from day one. I believe that's acting in my seller's best interest, because often some of the agents would say, no, contact me in 2 weeks' time or in a month, or let me do my first show house. I don't do that. I share from day one, because in a week or a month, they come back to you and say, oh, have you got that client still? Because I haven't sold the property, but I've moved on to the next agent who was prepared to share with me, and I found my buyers a property like that. Yeah, I think I've basically covered the cooperation with other agents. Expands your access to the market. You might not have many listings, but like Shanae said yesterday, when she was new in the industry, that's how she started picking up clients, buyers, who then have to sell, and she picks up listings that way. So it's not about competition, it's about collaboration. And that has really stood me in good stead.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Christelle. We so appreciate that. And yeah, last but certainly not least, bringing up the tail end here is Michael Price. Mike is married to Jess, and they're the fortunate parents of Jordan, who's 14 months old, very cute little boykie, got all his mom's looks. And Mike was a professional cricketer for 14 years for the Warriors down in the Eastern Cape, and he's been selling real estate for almost 10 years now, but has been a property investor for 15 years. Hey, so real strong ties to the industry. And Mike is one of the most recognized agents in the industry because of his unique bright green branding. You might know him as the green agent. And he has a great social media presence, you know. And so there's a plethora of things, again, which Mike could have shared with us, but we've nailed it down to 2 things. And that's personal branding and his social media, his immense social media presence. So Mike, please take it away.
Thank you, Glenn. I have to stand because my brand is all about energy and passion. And I can't have that while sitting down there. So as you can see there, I have a very bright green brand. And wherever I go, I am branding. Everything is consistent. So from my fonts to my colors to everything to my polarizing car, because I like to do everything differently. Even my number plate is green 1. And because of this, in Port Elizabeth, everybody knows me because of my branding, whether it's because of the bright green or the videos I do, the stupid reels I do. Everybody knows me, and that was always my plan, to get everybody to know me so that is how I get my business done. Guys, very important, your brokerage is not your brand. You are your brand. So you need to work on your brand every single day. Before I joined EXP, I was at a fairly large boutique brokerage, and I was gently starting to brand myself because I always wanted my own company. And when I moved across to EXP and I announced that I joined EXP, everybody said, "But I thought you already had your own company." And that just shows your brokerage is not your brand. And when you do social media and branding, do you. Be authentic. Be the kind of person you are. If somebody comes to a viewing and they've seen you on social media in a video and you are not the same, they are not going to like, know, and trust you, which we've heard a lot of so far today. And here is a hard fact. No matter what you do in life, 33% of people will like you, 33% of people will be neutral about you, and 33% of people will not like you, no matter what you do. So don't give a shit about what anybody else thinks. Because at the end of the day, your vibe attracts your tribe. So those 33% of people that like you are going to do business with you. And now, moving on to social media, you'll see it scrolling up and down there. As you can see, it's always uniform. And I've been very privileged to have been coached by the #1 real estate in the world, and his name is Tom Ferry, for the last 6 years. And I got hold of him because I said to him, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, I never, ever, ever want to have to cold call again. And he said to me, "Great. Now, this is what you're going to do." And this was late 2018, and he said, "You're going to go all in on social media." And that is exactly what I have done, and it has changed my life forever. And the power of social media is people get to know, like, and trust you before they've even met you in person. I get people coming up to me all the time saying, "Hey, I love the video you just did," or "That's a beautiful house," or "I love your car." And I go, "Awesome, thanks so much. Sorry, do I know you?" "No, you don't know me. You don't know me, but I follow you on social media." So now, who do you think that person is going to call when he has anything that he needs to sell or buy? You've got to remain top of mind all the time. And social media is the best way you can do that. And Tom Ferry said to me as well, you've got to become the digital mayor of your city. And that is what I have done through my branding and social media. Another very important fact, when times are tough, the first thing agents do is they cut back their expenses and their advertising. Please, guys, never, ever, ever do that. He told me, when times are tough and all the other agents are cutting back, triple down on your marketing and advertising. Because when the market turns, who do you think is going to have the market share? And you've got to be consistent with everything that you do, from posting to your brand colors. As you can see over there, everything has a touch of green in it. My fonts are always the same across every single social platform, on my website, and all of it. You've got to be consistent with regards to that. And something a lot of agents get hung up on is metrics. They say, "Oh, I've only got 1,000 followers on Instagram or Facebook," or "I'm only getting 100 to 200 views on my reels." I say, great. Imagine you getting 100 views on your reels now. Bring those 100 people, put them in this room right now. Would you be able to do that? No, of course not. So I said, getting 100 views is just the same, except you don't even have to be in front of those people, and it's working for you 24/7. And the very last thing that we're all talking about here is capping at EXP. It is an absolute life changer. It has helped me hugely. Property prices are low in PE, so I'm just going to use a 2 million rand house, which is a very nice house in PE. And PE people are very tight, so commissions are tight, so let's work on 5%. That's 100,000 gross commission. If you're at a normal brokerage, you're probably on a 50-50 split. So you're going to get paid out 50. Then you've probably got royalties and desk fees and whatever. Maybe you're going to get 44,000 rand. After you have capped, of that 100,000 rand, you get 96,000. That's 46,000 than if you were at a normal brokerage. Do you know what that does for one? And then the next biggest thing is the revenue share. So when we had our little baby last year, for 8 months of the year, we weren't even in Port Elizabeth. We lived in a place 150 kilometers away, and I was able to enjoy those first 8 months with my boy because I was getting a constant stream of income every single month from the revenue share. Guys, it is a game changer. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. What a way to end off. Thank you so much, Mike. So again, just EXP's collaborative culture on show here. Hey guys, we've got top performers in the industry who are doing their thing, open and willing to share stuff with you. And if you want to dive a bit deeper, catch them at one of the breaks or the talk house sessions or whatever and ask them. But thank you so much, all of you, for all of your expertise and your time. We so appreciate it, and thank you all.